Welcome! My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. It's been a minute since I put a video out. I had actually pre-recorded a couple, so it hasn't been super long since I've been here, but I haven't recorded a video for a little while. I had some surgery to remove my thyroid, or part of my thyroid, so I just had a little bit of a rest after that. But I'm feeling good enough to do a video today, so I thought I would do a video. And this is a really different type of video that I usually have. And I'll get to the kind of the crafting part in a minute, but I just want to explain kind of the background to this. So if you can be patient with me for a little bit, I decided, or I considered doing like a face-to-face video for this, which would have been ideal, but I don't have a really good setup for face-to-face. And also, like I said, I just had surgery and my neck doesn't look pretty, and yeah, I could wear a scarf and all that stuff, but I just decided to do it this way. I'm apologize in advance for the boring picture that you're going to see for most of this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about, this is going to be the project that I'm going to talk about, and we'll get to these cards in a minute. But I'm just going to put this aside for now, and I'm just going to actually do some fussy cutting while I'm talking, so that you're not just looking at my hands do this and that. So these are just some images from the Christmas Wonder Kit from the Junk Journal Studio, and I've been making some little initially I thought they were going to be like 2 from tags, but then I think I'm actually going to turn them into Christmas cards, because they actually fit onto a card base perfectly. And they have a little pocket here, and there's like a little thing from the Christmas Wonder Kit. This was just a fussy cut that I had around, and these were just some things in my stash. This is from the Christmas Wonder Kit from the Junk Journal Studio as well. And I had little stickers and different things that I decorated with, and I had some of these little wooden ornaments from the dollar store. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of work on those, and a couple people have asked. I showed a picture of these on a couple places, and a couple people asked for a video, so I thought I would do a quick video for those another time, but I thought I would just get some stuff cut out for that while I'm talking to you now. So just put that aside. So I've had some time lately just to kind of read and think about things, and my mind kind of kept going to what I wanted to change in my life. Just kind of, my life is good, but I just thought, there's some things that I've kind of persistently wanted to change and have never really been successful. And I just did some reading and did some research on different things, and just decided to come up with a different way to approach this in my life. And I thought maybe I would share it with you guys. Seems like anybody I talk to these days wants to make a few changes in their lives, in their habits. And January 1st is when we kind of start thinking about those things. So I thought this would be a timely thing just to kind of put out and see what y'all think. So so one thing that I kind of found out as I was, reading and researching and stuff, is that we rarely make major changes in our lives all at once. In fact, when we do make a major change, our life is usually, it's very unsettling. Even if it's a positive change, it's just very unsettling. So our body kind of wants to, and our minds kind of want to go back to what we know, the normal. So making changes, or having changes done to you sometimes is a difficult thing. And I also read that as an adult, we make about 35,000 decisions every day. That kind of blew me away. We make decisions all the time without really thinking about it, I guess. A lot of our decisions are just kind of on automatic. And I also read that just regarding food alone, Cornell University had this statistic that we make about 227 decisions every day just regarding food. So that's kind of amazing. So we all know how it goes. We make one or two or several resolutions for the new year. We get excited about the possibilities. We're determined this year's going to be different. We might buy a bunch of things to help us, or make some lists, or gather some things, and then we're really motivated. And we start well, but eventually, and sometimes really soon, we lose the motivation, we mess up on our plan a time or two, we give up hope, and then we fall back into our old habits. And then we feel defeated, and then we're even reluctant to try again, because it's like, oh, I can't do that again. I've tried so many times and it just doesn't work. We get bored, we lose our motivation. And did you ever notice that when we are not intentional about our habits, that we tend to drift towards negative behavior? So our default is never like eating healthy every day, or making sure to make exercise a priority, or reading our Bible every day, or making sure that we have a good prayer time and pray for everybody on our list. Those sorts of things seem to need to have some determination behind them. If we just coast, then we seem to coast into the negative. And I guess that's just a human nature trait that when we stop becoming intentional about our habits, we tend to drift to the negative. I read one guy said, how long does it take to make a habit? And, there's different people that say different things, 21 days or 3 months, or, there's all kinds of different days. And one guy said that it takes a lifetime to make a habit, because as soon as you stop working on that habit, it's not a habit anymore. Our default just kind of coasts to the negative. So, habits aren't all bad. Like I said, we make 35,000 decisions a day. If we had to stop and think about every one of those decisions, like, is this a good thing? Should we do this? Most of it is just very automatic. And so what we want to do is make more automatic habits that are positive. Because if we are not intentional about making the positive habits, then negative habits will just fill in and take over. So I started wondering, why is it usually the negative that defaults? And I saw this video, I think it was actually. I don't have sources for this because I wasn't really planning to do this, and I just kind of, was watching and reading a whole bunch of different things, so I don't really have sources, and a lot of people said similar things, so I'm sorry if I'm not crediting everybody for different things. As I go forward in this project, I will try to be more mindful about sources and things like that. But what I found is that good habits don't usually have an immediate reward, but they offer a better reward over time. Whereas bad habits often have an immediate reward, but over time they lead to something negative. So just kind of an example, like say food. If we eat something, really tasty, and it seems like if something is really tasty, it's not always that healthy. Sometimes it is, and we have to get to that point sometimes. But if we eat something that's kind of bad for us but really tasty, there's an immediate reward. we savor that, we enjoy the moment. We're maybe, eating with friends and just enjoying the whole thing of, indulging together and enjoying that. We have that immediate reward. But in the long run, if we indulge like that regularly, we're going to likely have some problems with our health. But if we eat something really healthy, which can also be yummy, but maybe not as good as that first thing, then there isn't as great of an immediate reward. We kind of feel like, we're doing this and it's good for me, but, I'm not getting that big adrenaline rush or dopamine ejection into our brain for that good thing. But the long-term reward, which can be good health, is greater than that little tiny happiness we experience eating that daily treat. So the benefit comes later, but the benefit is also greater. Another example, if we're tired in the morning and we neglect to get up to read our Bible and pray before starting our day, the immediate reward is getting to stay in our warm, cozy bed for a little longer. But in the long run, that lazy habit stacks up and our spiritual health suffers. But if we do get ourselves out of bed, the immediate reward may not be so obvious. We're tired. Maybe we really wanted to stay warm in our bed, but we force ourselves to get up. So we don't have that immediate reward in the same way. But if we look at our long term, our spiritual health is a much greater reward, and that will come in time when we do this smaller daily habit, or this daily choice. The daily choice to make the harder, not as immediate gratifying choice will, as it stacks up, it will eventually make a greater and better reward. So we could go through lots of different examples, and if you want to, just kind of take some things that you want to change in your life, and it could be fitness, could be entertaining, hospitality kind of habits, or things that you want to do, maintaining your home, nurturing different relationships, all those kinds of things. Just think about those things in your life and think about how, or if your default is an immediate reward, and if you kind of, default to that, and how that has led to maybe some undesirable habits in your life. Because for every one of us, those things are different. And there's some that are more common for many of us. But, we're all different. So kind of go through those for yourself. And just see what pertains to your life right now. And then just see if those principles are the same. Like, where the short term is, if it's desirable, then the long term is usually something negative. And if the short term, the right thing to do is not as desirable at the time, not immediate gratification, in the long run, it can lead to greater and better rewards. So when you kind of look at those things in your life, you can also ask yourself if those bad habits can even be sinful. They're not always, but sometimes the bad habits that we slip into, if we really look at them and honestly examine ourselves, we can see that they are actually sinful as well. And that can be a place where we need to examine ourselves and repent and ask for forgiveness and ask God for help in working on that. So it's important to go through that process individually and just think about what your situation is. So somehow we have to see that our greater reward in the long term is better than our lesser rewards in the short term. And we live in a world that is full of immediate gratification. We want to be immediately gratified. And if things aren't quickly satisfying, you've probably already clicked off this video, but hopefully you're still listening. If we don't get that immediate gratification, then we're just gone, right? So we have to get to the point where we see that that immediate gratification is not always, not probably even usually the right thing, the best thing for us. So to make that easier, again, you know, I'm learning from different people and coming up with my own ideas. I had a lot of time just to kind of sit in my chair and think. And I thought, what if we could really enjoy the short term more? If we saw those things that are good for us in a more positive light in the short term. We know the long term is positive, but what if we could have fun at the same time as we're denying ourselves that little treat? And maybe that would make it a little bit easier. And what if all those fun little steps that we did could lead to making a good habit? And if we have a good habit, then it's easier to stick with that and gain the greater reward. So we've got the choices which lead to making a habit, either bad or good. And then those habits in turn lead to the rewards. And the rewards can be a good reward or a bad reward. You know, it's not really a reward then, but, you know, like poor health, that can be a bad reward. And I'm not saying, of course, that, you know, everything, you know, our poor health is always as a result of our habits. That is not true. We live, you know, in a sinful world. We can do all the right things in an area and we still can end up having negative things happen, and that's just because of our sinful world. So you know, there are areas that we can control and there's areas that we can't control. And if we can't control it, we pray to God for help, and he can control those things. And if it's up to us to control or partly control things, then that's where we need to kind of focus our efforts on this. So initially I came up with this idea and I decided it was just really for myself. And then I got excited about it and I thought, if I do it with a group, it's going to be more motivating. It's going to be there's going to be more accountability. There'll be more incentive for me to keep coming up with things. There's more incentive for me to make things pretty. So I thought I would just offer it to all of you. So what I did is I made these things. I'm calling them tracker cards. I'll maybe come up with a better name later because tracker cards just sounds kind of but that's what they are. So these cards represent small choices. They're smaller steps. They're fun. We get to check off when we're done. We get to experience a little success. They're colorful, they're fun, and it's almost like a game. So we have that little bit maybe of a dopamine fix in our brains to say this is fun. And then maybe we won't feel like we're denying ourselves a pleasure, but instead we're achieving a small success. And then we're making it easier for ourselves to work towards leaving a bad habit behind and forming new positive habits. So, because that's what we want. We want these little choices to work into positive habits. So every month I'm going to make 4 tracker cards, and I'm going to offer these this first set of 4 cards for free on my coffee shop. They'll be linked below, just to see, you can print them out and just decide for yourself if it's something that you might like to do along with me. So I'll just quickly go through these. I color coded them, and I hope you like the colors. I'm generally a vintage grungy sort of person. I ink everything, and I was just kind of, when I was working on this idea, I just decided to make, I always make a color palette for myself when I'm starting a new project, and I think the yellow was maybe first. I'm just like, I want a happy yellow. So I made a happy yellow. And I thought, you know, I need a happy purple. And I just kind of made happy colors. I like the colors. Here's the entire palette. And I just added fun colors. There's no inking on these. It's just a clean, happy palette. So I'm really pleased with the results. I hope you like these colors too. It's different for me. I'm not going to leave behind my grungy style, but for this project, I feel like it's different, and I wanted something different. So that's why I made these colors. So all the food related ones will be yellow. All the fitness related ones will be purple. All the this is going to be fixing up things in your home and your space, is kind of a tan color, kind of a light orange tan color, and faith is going to be blue colors. So they'll be color coded, and this is their theme. And then each one will also have like sort of a subtitle sort of thing. So this one is to do with Bible reading. This is fixing some neglected areas in your home. This is making a new habit in fitness. And this is trying some new veggies this month. All of the cards are also numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first month. And then I'll continue the numbering just to make them easy to reference. And then they're all kind of different. So let's start with number 1 here. So number 1 is faith, and I'm going to do 4 cards each month, but you can decide if these are some things that you really want to work on. If you want to focus on just a couple of areas, you can just sort of put the other areas aside and just say, if you really just want to do fitness and maybe faith, you know, you can use those 2 and just kind of put these aside for another month when you might feel like you more want to work on them, or whatever. You can do as many cards as you want. The first month you'll only have 4, but after the second month you'll have 8, and then, you know, 4 each month. So, and you may want to do this particular habit every single month because you started in January and you're happy with that and you want to keep going with that. Or maybe you want to do it every other month, or maybe you want to do it for the first 3 months and then switch to something else. So it's really flexible that way. So your choice. And okay, so faith, Bible reading. So here I put passage. So passage could be a book of the Bible. It could be start at the beginning and just keep reading. It could be a passage that you just really want to memorize, like say even just part of a chapter that you just want to work on this month. It could be a small book of the Bible that you can read in, you know, a week or less, and you want to repeatedly read it. But you pick a passage that you want for that. And then here's just a takeaway from, sometimes when we read something in a different way, it hits us a different way. So this is just a very brief place to write a takeaway. And while you're doing this, if you want to use, Bible journals and all that other stuff, go for it. But this is just a small little takeaway that you can remember that this month you did that thing, and this is kind of what impressed you of that. And then on the bottom, I just sort of have the directions for the cards. So identify a passage you would like to read in the Bible. Each day you read a part of that passage, mark that day on the calendar. So you can circle that. I have on my Christmas list, and I think my husband's going to get them for me. They're called, I don't have them, so I can't show them to you. They're called Kiritaki Zig Color Dot, Clean Color Dot Markers. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I never heard of them before now. And there's different brands and stuff as well. But they're a marker that if you press lightly, you get a small little dot. It's like kind of a highlighter, but it's a very perfect circle. And if you press harder, you get a bigger circle. And I just thought those would be so cool for this kind of thing. So it's like a stamp kind of, but it's a marker. So, if you do it on the third, then you just kind of do this. So that's kind of a total aside, but sometimes if you have a fun little motivation, that can help too. So total up all the days and write the total on the side. So here's your total days read. And for each of the cards, I'm going to give you a goal, because I was going to leave this up to you. And then I thought, no, let's get serious about some goals. I wanted to make it achievable. So say if this is, you want to read the book of Romans, and the first day you read 3 chapters and you give yourself a circle or whatever. Then the second day you're really busy, you're tired, maybe not feeling well, but you want to get your dot. So you read 3 verses in Romans. You give yourself a dot because you did it, right? You read in that passage. You give yourself a dot. The next day, maybe kind of a regular day, you read a chapter, read a chapter, read a chapter, read a chapter. It's on the weekend, you're out of town, you're just crazy busy, you read 1 verse, give yourself a dot. So what you're doing is you're making a habit, you're getting successful, you're making it flexible, you're not as likely to miss a day, because it's really, really easy just to get your Bible out or even your phone and read 1 verse, right? So total up all the days and try for a goal of 20 days. So you're giving yourself some grace, probably more grace than you really need for that. But as we go, maybe we'll get a little bit more strict on some of them. But add up all the days in this month, and I deliberately did not put like January here, because you can use this on any month. So add up the days, and if you got 20, then you're successful. Then this day was successful. So then what you do on the back is you write the month that you did this goal, that you did this card. So January 2025, if you did it in January. And then maybe you just do it up here. And then just write, maybe how you felt about it. You're successful. Give yourself a star. I've got some stickers that are coming. Give yourself a little bit of a I did it reward sort of thing, right? And I'll show you, there's something else we're going to do with these in a minute. I got to go through these a little bit faster because it's probably going to take a little longer. So this one is food. Write down 6 vegetables that you may not eat frequently but would like to try. One that I would really like to try is eggplant. I haven't tried eggplant for a long time. I want to try eggplant. I want to try a couple different ways of doing it. Another one that I eat here and there is broccoli, and I love it. Every time I eat it, I love it. But it's just not in my rotation, so I'm going to add broccoli. And so write down 6 vegetables that you may not eat frequently but would like to try. Each time you eat them this month, add a mark on that square. So I'll put broccoli here and say I had that 6 times. So every time you add your little dot for 6 times. If you have eggplant and I only try it once, you put a little dot. See if you can try each of them at least twice this month. I thought twice. If you buy an eggplant or something, you probably won't even eat the whole thing. Maybe one day you'll have a little bit this day, a little bit this day. So try for twice. And, sometimes once, it's like, oh, I didn't like that. I'm not going to try that again. But, try it a little different way and maybe you'll like it. The back can also be used for some recipes if you want to, use it for that. Number 3 is fitness. So think of a fitness activity you want to do every day. Give yourself a second choice. So my choice might be to walk for 10 minutes. So that's what I want to do every day. Some days, maybe my feet hurt and I just don't want to walk. I also have an exercise bike. So my second choice would be, say, 15 minutes on my exercise bike. So write those 2 down in your regular row. Your 2 choices. Then make those activities smaller and manageable on even the toughest day, and add those 2 choices to the mini row. So if I can't walk for 10 minutes, say I can just maybe make a loop around my house, like upstairs, downstairs, around my house 3 times or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. But something, or even just once, something that just, you know, the toughest day, you're not feeling good, you're busy, whatever, but something that you think you can manage every single day no matter what. Or, you know, the second choice might be take the dogs outside in the yard and be out with them for 10 minutes, just sort of walking around with them in the yard or something. But small things that you think that you can accomplish. And then circle each day that you do an activity. It could be any one of those. It doesn't have to be your main choice. And then you can use a different mark for mini and regular, so maybe different colors if you want here. And then aim for a mark on 25 days. So you have 31 days in January. Other months you'll have, you know, maybe 1 or 2 less days. But try to get 25 marks on. If you do 2 things on one day, you just put 1 mark, because we're aiming for 25 days. Count them up and see if you got 25 days. Again, put your date on the back and note if you want. And the 4th one is fix some neglected areas in your home, and we probably all have these. Make a list of 5 things that need to be fixed in your home. Could be maintenance, plumbing, building, electrical, you know, just decorating, anything that you would like to do, kind of maybe been on your list for a while. On the second line, provide a name and number for those who you could call for help. So one thing that I need to do is put a bathroom door on our bathroom downstairs. Long story, I won't even get into it, but so I'm going to say bathroom door downstairs. And then I'm just going to come up with a name and a phone number or contact for who I can call for that. That's sometimes the hardest part, is finding, you know, the information. So do that for 5 things. And then your goal this month is to complete your list, make your whole list, and start complete or at least start 1 job. So you think of 5 things, put a name for each person, and then start or complete 1 thing. And you can use this checkbox for that. So those are the cards. I don't want to, if you have questions on the cards and how they work, let me know, and I can go over that with you. So if we do those 4 things in the month of January, are we going to see huge, big results at the end of January? Probably not. But will we feel successful? I think we will, because we did those 4 things that we set out to do. They're easy enough that we can do. We're building habits, and we've got that, you know, that little boost to say, you know, I can do this. And we're going to have 4 new things to do next month, so it's going to kind of keep it fresh. And, you know, if we had success with those 4, you know, we're like, let's go on to February. Instead of saying at the end of January, oh, you know, I started good for 3 days, and then, you know, I missed 2 and I did a couple more, and I just didn't do it. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll start in the summertime or whatever. So that's the main core of this. And then I'm going to make a little kind of starter kit in January. And I'm going to use, make some divider cards. This is just current, completed, extras, and next. So those can be divider cards. This is a little tracker card log. And I'm calling this little by little, because that's what we're doing. Little by little, we're making these changes. And I've also got this grid paper for you or we'll have in the kit. And so I just put a few little pages in here, and I'm pouring my art out for the Lord at the back. So each time that you do one of these cards, you can log card number 1, and I'll go through this in more detail in January when I release this, but you know, your card number, and it's in the faith category, Bible reading, and how did I do? And you know, this is like your log. And then what I have is I made these fun little stickers. This is totally different than what I usually do, different style. but I really like them. So I have these cute little bears, and these are, I didn't make them as stickers, I just cut mine on cardstock, but you can make them on sticker paper or whatever. And little leaves and little banners, and here's some tabs. You can put the tabs on your divider cards if you want. Love this. Just little fun little sticker kind of things. And I made this little envelope that I'll put in that little kit too. So then after you complete something in your book, you can add little stickers just to make it fun. So that's the point of that. So I talked about, the flexibility. You can do whichever cards you want. You can just do the 4 that I release each month, however you want to do that. So far I've got these 4 themes. They're all F. They all begin with F. So there's other things that we can do, like finances, fellowshipping, fun, field, which could be your field of work that you do, whether it's in the home, out of the home, whatever. So I'll come up with some different things, and I'm hoping that you'll give me suggestions too. So let me see. So the 4 cards that I do this month will be free. These I'm going to release them right now in December, but these will be January cards. So for February, I'll do it before February. I'll release 4 new cards, and I'm going to put them in my coffee shop, and I'm going to charge a little bit for them, because just to put things online and have people download them and stuff like that costs money, unfortunately. And if I just give away stuff all the time, I'm a very tiny little shop. I don't sell much at all, and that's fine. It's, I'm not in this to make a huge profit. I'm just, in this to make a couple of dollars, and in this case, I'm just really, I'm excited about this idea, and I'm wanting to help myself, and I'm wanting to help you guys. So, but I have to charge. I'm going to figure out how little I can charge, so that I can cover just the payment and processing fees for storing that and doing that online. So what I'm going to do, I think, is print out 2 or 3 copies of each page of 4 cards, so that I can use one for the current month and then one for following months. Like the faith one, you may want to do this every month, but you want a different passage, so you would print out this card again, and there's a divider for next, and also one for extras, so you can file them there, and then you'll have you'll be able to pick your 4 or 5 or 6 cards for the next month based on that. So again, along the way, I would love to have suggestions from you guys. I'm picking things that I think I need to work on, and also things that might be generally productive or helpful for everyone, but I'm not gonna, I don't know what everybody wants or desires, so give me some suggestions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video each month to reveal the new cards, and maybe give you some new inspiration about habits and that kind of thing. And if you send me a comment, make a comment on the video, you can even send me a picture of what you're doing, and my email is linked below in the description, so you can send me an email, a picture of what you're doing. Give me ideas for future cards, and when I do my video, I will share all of those things, unless you ask me not to share. Of course I won't, but if you share those things with me, I will showcase your ideas and stuff like that, so then I can you can see your ideas in my videos, and we can all sort of be motivated and excited and you know, kind of build this community around this idea and just share and grow together. So in terms of keeping these in front of you so that you're working on them, you'll know what works best for you. You can, you know, you can put them in a pretty little box and just do this. If that's a place where you will look, you probably need to look several times a day to, you know, make sure that you do these things. If you use a planner on a regular basis, that would be a great place to do it. Stick them on your bathroom mirror, stick them by your bedside so you see them first thing in the morning, first thing at night. Put them on your, did I say bathroom mirror, fridge, whatever. And, you know, have this little journal handy too, because, you know, as you're kind of losing motivation, kind of flip through here and say, oh, I did that and I got this sticker and I want to get that sticker again. And, you know, just kind of keep them in front of you someplace and send me your pictures and ideas of how you can showcase those. And I can, again, put them on my video and we can all stay motivated that way. So I think that's about all that I wanted to cover today. So what do you think? Is this something that you think you would like to try with me? If you're interested at all, go download the 4 cards for sure. Take a look at them. Think if this is something that you might want to follow along with. In January, at some point, I will have the little starter kit, and again, just a couple of dollars just to cover my costs. Not the cost of my time. I'm not going to charge for my time making all of these things, or my paper here, or my ink, or whatever. I'm just going to pay. I just want to not have to pay extra fees for distributing this. So just a very low cost for them, but I'll make a little kit that has some of the little extras in it. And I'm hoping to do little extras maybe each month, maybe every other month. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm hoping to have some fun little extras as we go along as well. But let me know if you're interested in the comments. Tell me what you think of this idea. Tell me if you're interested. Tell me if you want to try it. The coffee shop is linked in the description below where you can get this free set of tracker cards. My email is also in the description, so you can check that out if you want to send me an email of what you're doing or how you're working with this. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. And you know, we still have Christmas and all of that to go through, and don't let this detract you from the blessings of preparing for Christmas, Advent, and celebrating Christmas. But we're also thinking about, you know, kind of the year ahead. At least I am. So thank you so much for watching. Blessings to all of you, and we'll hopefully see you soon.